Hi, I'm Marco Buckmeyer with Iris CRM. You no longer have to spend a ton of time or pay developers to create custom web forms in order to collect lead data and fill out merchant applications thanks to Iris CRM's new no-code web form builder. Any administrator, no coding experience necessary, can build a fully functional, user-friendly web form that maps directly to your lead fields within minutes. Let me show you how. I'm already here on the web forms management page within my Iris CRM site. Has to be in the new UI, and you'll go to the manage section of the menu and find web forms as the second to last option there. It's also one of the menu navigation options in the site administration page when you click on manage. Forms are organized by groups. So groups would be applications or different processor applications, contact forms, or whatever types of forms that you're grouping them into that have similar purposes. And you can reorganize the groups, put the most useful, most often used at the top so that it's quickly and easily accessible. You can collapse and expand these groups so that you can easily find the form that you're looking for. And to create a new form group, you just click that button in the top right, and then you can organize it from there. To create a new web form, you'll click the new web form button in the top right of any group, and that form will be created within that group. You'll name your form, and that name will automatically generate a public URL. You can customize this public URL in case you have some similar URLs, since they have to be unique within the web form builder. And that's the URL you'll be providing to users in order to fill out the form. We've also added templates to make it easier and quicker to get up and running with web forms. So blank is just that, it's blank. But then we've added a merchant agreement template, which creates the structure so you can begin just dragging and dropping your fields into the form without having to figure out the structure by yourself, and you'll have a merchant application form ready even quicker than before. I've already got a few forms created. This is what I mean by the default merchant application template. I didn't create any of these sections. They were automatically populated here for me using the widgets here on the left. And I can add more if I want to, or just use these as the default and begin dragging this information over from my lead field. And that'll create the data within the web form, as simple as that, just with drag and drop. And I was able to get a jump start on it thanks to the template. Here's what it looks like just as the blank template with no fields mapped over yet. And then we'll jump over to a form that has some data and has already been mapped over. So you can see all of these fields that have been put into the form. Green on the right here indicates that the field has already been mapped. And then if we look at this from the public URL perspective, so what the person who's filling out this form would see, a bunch of data is already filled in using default values, which can help save users time so they're not entering data that is consistent and you could have already populated for them. In order to set defaults, you just click Edit Defaults in the form editor, and you can have multiple default value templates in order to populate forms accordingly. And you can have kind of different links with those different default values to tailor it to each use case and need without having to repeat this process numerous times based on each specific form, or having the person filling it out have to populate all of the data by themselves. So this is more data by default than would be expected, since the person filling it out would have to put in their own unique information. But this conveys that you can set the default values just for our demo purposes. You would save that once you're done, and then you can go back to the web forms or the editor, and we'll go back. Going back to the public view of the form, you can see that we have record sets, which can be mapped directly to your record sets. So if you click the Add Owner button, each of these three owners will be added as separate records within a record set tab in your lead, so that it tracks the data exactly how you have your lead set up. You can add validations to these fields to make sure they're a phone number, a date, a secure field for social security number or tax ID. You can enter percentages and values. You can show your pricing. You can allow users to upload supporting documentation and provide notes on what they should upload. And you can also add terms and conditions agreement or privacy policy acknowledgement. So the user would check that and agree to your terms and conditions, and you can make that required, as you can see. And you can choose whether or not fields are required, which is indicated by the red asterisks. And from there, once you submit the form, it'll generate a new lead or update an existing lead based on how you've configured it. And Iris CRM will automatically take care of the post token aspect of things, which you used to have to connect to your own web forms that you were building out. So Iris CRM automatically does this for you. And if you click edit post tokens, you can control what happens when that form is submitted, whether it's a new lead or an updates an existing lead if they have identifying characteristics. And you can auto assign users based on the data coming in, any new lead or updated lead that is using this post token or this form in general. As I mentioned, you can create more than one link. So this is the default one that was created based on my form name, but I could create a new one and do unique prospect, and that'll create the URL. I could do even more customization, so it's not just based on the name I gave the link, and then it'll use the default template that is already being used, and then I can select whether it's active or not. If I deactivate it, anyone who already had that link would not be able to access it anymore. And you can edit it, delete it, or just copy the link if you need to. Open will open the form itself so you can see it from a public perspective, so that you can check, is it looking how I want it to based on the edits I've made? And you can go through the process of actually filling out the form if you want to test it out. So that's, I think, the biggest functionality included within the new no-code web form builder. This is very exciting. We're continuing to expand the drag and drop functionality, which is also available in PDF mappings, both available in the new UI. If you don't currently have access to the new user interface, please contact our support team and they'll be able to get you access. It will not default your user view to the new UI if you don't want it to, so that you can still have access to this while working in the legacy. Or please try out the new UI and see how that goes. But definitely check out the new web form builder. It will save you a ton of time and allow you to speed up the efficiency of collecting lead data and filling out merchant applications. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.